Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really diving headfirst into the Premier League's summer 2025 transfer window. It's been pretty wild, hasn't it?
Absolutely wild. The sheer amount of money flying around, the talent changing hands, it's staggering.
Exactly. And our mission today isn't just to list the deals. We want to get under the hood, look at the tactics, what these signings actually mean for the big clubs. We got a stack of research, articles, notes here, and we're going to unpack it all. Think of it like a huge tactical chess game played with billions of pounds.
And it's been a really unique window to analyze, actually. You had that split, remember, because of the Club World Cup.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
A short burst in early June, then the main event from mid-June right through to September 1st. It definitely added another layer of complexity. And the total spend, roughly £2 billion across the league.
2 billion. That number just, yeah. Is that even sustainable, do you think? I mean, for the league as a whole?
That's the big question, isn't it? A lot is driven by TV, money, global reach. But yeah, 2 billion is astronomical. But look, when you dig into the biggest deals, the top 10 say, it's not random spending. Florian Wirtz to Liverpool, potentially 116 million. That's possibly a Premier League record right there.
A league record, seriously.
Potentially, yeah, with all the add-ons. Then you've got Matheus Cunha, Man United, triggering his 62.5 million clause. Arsenal going slightly over the clause for Martin Zubimendi, about 56 million.
Right.
And even guys like Milos Kerkez to Liverpool, 40 million. Tijjani Reijnders to City for what, 46.5 million? They're all in that top bracket. These are calculated moves.
Okay, so calculated moves, strategic bets. What does it actually mean on the pitch? How are these teams going to play differently? Let's maybe start with Manchester United. They spent big, over 130 million, but also shifted some big earners out.
Yeah, United's approach under Amorim, it's bold. It feels like a real pivot, not just new players, but a whole new philosophy almost.
And Cunha is central to that.
Absolutely. Matheus Cunha, 26, Brazilian forward, can play attacking mid too. That 62.5 million release clause paid over 2 years. He's got a long contract, 5 years plus an option, decent wages around £150, maybe £200 K a week.
And his output for Wolves was good last season.
Very good. 15 goals, 6 assists in the league. But tactically, Amorim sees him as that perfect number 10 in his 3-4-2-1 or maybe a 3-4-3.
Okay.
Paired probably with Mbeumo. Cunha brings that ball-carrying ability, the pressing Amorim demands, but crucially, incision, that ability to break lines and make that killer pass or run. That's what Amorim's banking on.
So it's about unlocking that specific system.
Exactly. His heat maps show him drifting wide, too, which suggests Amorim wants to use him to create overloads, disrupt defenses. He's not just a goal scorer. He's an engine for the whole attacking structure.
Makes sense. And the other big piece you mentioned, Bryan Mbeumo.
Right, Mbeumo. 25, dynamic winger. That was a big fee, too, about 65 million upfront, maybe rising to 71 million with add-ons. 5-year deal.
And he had a great season, too, goals-wise.
Fantastic. 20 goals, 7 assists. You'd expect him to play wide, bring that pace, take some scoring burden off the central guys. He feels like, a really core part of this offensive rebuild.
So they're going for immediate impact, clearly. But I noticed they also made some smaller, younger signings, Diego Leon and Zokana Biek.
Good spot. Yeah, Leon, young left back, maybe 3-7 million total. Kanabiak, a forward prospect on a free. That shows they're thinking longer term, too, feeding that pipeline for Amorim's system down the line. It connects, you see, the big buys and the youth investment.
Okay, fascinating stuff at United. Let's pivot now to Liverpool. Nearly 260 million spent. That's not just tinkering. It's Arne Slot stamping his authority post-Klopp, right? With Wirtz as the headline act.
Oh, absolutely. It's a massive statement. Florian Wirtz, 22. People call him a generational talent. The fee, base 100 million, potentially 116 million. Club record. One of the biggest ever for a German player.
And the wages.
Yeah.
Must be huge.
Reported around 400K a week, yeah. 5-year deal. And what's interesting is they moved now. His Leverkusen contract had a release clause, but not active till summer 2026. Liverpool wanted him immediately.
So tactically, why Wirtz? Why him specifically for Slot?
Because he fits Slot's vision perfectly. Slot wants pressing, creativity, but also this positional fluidity. Players moving, swapping positions, creating confusion. Wirtz thrived under Xabi Alonso at Leverkusen, whose system is all about that positional play.
Right, occupying specific zones, creating triangles.
Exactly, controlling the game through movement and possession. Wirtz can be a classic number 10 or float, drift.
Yeah.
He gives them structure, but also unpredictability. He's seen as the guy to lead the attack, maybe even as Salah eventually eventually phases out.
So a perfect fit for the system. But like you said, nearly 260 million spent. It wasn't just Wirtz, was it?
No, not at all. They brought in Milos Kerkez, that attacking left back, for £40 million. Jeremy Frimpong, too, another dynamic defender, about £29 million. And a big striker signing, Hugo Ekitike.
Ekitike, how much was he?
Around $69 million initial, plus maybe $10 million more, so nearly $80 million potentially. It shows a real comprehensive overhaul, but it also means they've got a massive squad, nearly 44 players.
Wow, yeah, the limit's an issue there.
For sure. They'll have to trim that down. And they did have some big exits. Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid was huge news, though the fee seemed quite low, maybe $8.5 million. And Jarrell Quansah went for around $30 million.
Okay, from Liverpool's major rebrand to Manchester City, their approach feels different, more like a strategic refresh, especially with De Bruyne gone.
Yeah, strategic refresh is a good way to put it. It's evolution, not revolution under Pep. They're refining. Look at Tijjani Reijnders.
The midfielder from Milan.
That's him. 5-year deal, about $46.5 million. Dutch international, Serie A best midfielder last season. He's got vision, great passing, can dribble, scores goals.
So how does he fit into Pep's system? Is he a direct KDB replacement?
Not exactly a direct replacement, no. He's more of a hybrid 68. He can drop deep and build play like a holding midfielder, but also push forward into those half spaces Pep loves.
Right, between the center back and fullback.
Exactly. Control the tempo, press smartly, pop up in advanced areas. Maybe some slight worries about his physicality for the Prem, the pace, but technically, he's pure Guardiola, a precise piece for that fluid system.
And they brought in others, too, for depth mainly.
Yeah, definitely building depth. Ranate Nuri, versatile left back, 30-odd million. Ran Cherki, attacking mid or winger, around 34 million.
Oh.
Sever Naipan, young midfielder for the future, 12.5 million. And even Marcus Bettinelli, experienced keeper, just a couple of million.
And the outgoings funded a lot of that. De Bruyne left on a free, but others.
Right. KDB to Napoli was free, but Walker went to Burnley for about £5 million. Jan Kudo to Dortmund for 25 million. So they brought in maybe 45 million, meaning their net spend was actually pretty controlled, around 72 million.
Smart business.
Classic City. It signals that continued evolution under Pep younger players, dynamic rotation, keeping things fresh while being financially astute.
Okay, so we've covered the big three spenders.
Yeah.
What about elsewhere? Any other notable strategies jumping out at you? Arsenal, maybe?
Well, Arsenal definitely had a clear focus, defensive midfield, bringing in Martin Zubimendi for that big fee, 56 million, and Christian Norgard for about 12 million.
Why both?
The thinking seems to be it allows Declan Rice to push further forward, be more influential in attack. It's a tactical shift enabled by recruitment. They also got Kepa for goalie depth, about £5 million, while letting Jorginho and Partey go on frees. Quite shrewd, really.
And Chelsea. They always seem to be busy.
Oh, Chelsea were very busy. Huge net spend again, something like 227 million spent versus maybe 88 million income. Just a really aggressive continuation of their rebuild. Lots of young, high potential guys like Jean Pedro for 60 million, Jamie Gittins for nearly 50 million.
That squad must be enormous now.
Exactly. Managing that 44-man limit, integrating everyone under a new manager. That's their big challenge, you'd think.
And just generally, any other trends across the league?
You see clubs like Everton, Wolves, Forest, even Sunderland being quite smart in that 10-30 million bracket, making targeted buys, and definitely seeing more clubs promoting from their academies, which is great for long-term health. Not all solutions have to cost 50 million, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. And speaking of the money, it's not just the transfer fee, is it? The contract details, the clauses, they tell a story too.
They absolutely do. It's like a whole other layer of strategy. Take Wirtz, that release clause being built into his longer deal at Leverkusen, but Liverpool paying a premium now to bypass waiting for it.
Right.
That shows how clubs weigh up getting their top target immediately versus potentially saving money later or losing out. The selling club gets a guaranteed huge fee.
And Reijnders at Milan?
His situation was different. Milan extended his contract before selling him. That strengthens their hand, boosts his value, ensures they control the sale process. It's smart asset management.
Compared to Cunha, whose move was just a straight release clause trigger.
Exactly. Cunha's was more standard for an established Premier League player. The clause is there, the buying club meets it, the deal happens. Often gives the player a bit more control, too. These mechanisms, they're not just details. They're crucial parts of the negotiation game.
Fascinating. Okay, before we wrap up, the rumor mill. It never stops, does it? Any big whispers still out there? Unfinished business that could still shake things up?
Oh, always. There are a few strong ones doing the rounds. Chelsea are apparently pretty deep in talks for Xavi Simons, maybe 60, 70 million, though Arsenal and Bayern are sniffing around too.
Simons, yeah, big talent.
Definitely. And Manchester United are still linked heavily with Nicholas Jackson from Chelsea, though the valuation sounds massive, over 80 million. And maybe Villa's keeper, Emiliano Martinez, is also on their list.
An 80-meter striker and a top keeper. United's still spending.
Potentially. And Mark Gahey at Crystal Palace. His contract situation is interesting. Could he run it down? Liverpool and Newcastle are often linked. Maybe a $50, $70 million deal if he moves.
Right.
Oh, and João Palhinha, could he end up at Spurs on loan from Bayern? That feels like a classic late window move for midfield depth.
Always something bubbling away. Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. We've seen Manchester United's really bold tactical shift under Amram, backed by big buys.
Yep.
Liverpool's huge investment in a post-Klopp rebrand, really centered around Wirtz.
A clear statement.
And Man City doing what City do, that intelligent, almost incremental evolution, even after losing a player like De Bruyne.
Precisely. And what's so compelling, I think, is that none of this is just about signing famous players or spending fortunes. It really does reveal these deep tactical plans, these long-term visions clubs have. It's shaping the league for years, potentially.
Yeah.
So the question for you listening is, what do you think will ultimately decide if these signings succeed? Is it just how well they fit the tactics? Is it down to the individual player's brilliance adapting? Or is it something else, like just handling the sheer intensity of the Premier League?
That's a great question to mull over as the season gets going. Definitely keep watching how these big moves pan out on the pitch. Thanks for tuning in to The Deep Dive.